Hey YouTube, it's Joe, the 50-something Dasher with another daily recap video. This is the recap for today is Friday, November 3rd, 2023. So this week, it was kind of like the beginning and the end of the week were good days. So Tuesday, I had a really good day, and then today was pretty good, sandwiching a couple kind of mediocre days. One quick story to tell from yesterday. I had $99 yesterday, and there was one uh, catering order that I was going to do at the end. I got the order. It's probably like a little bit after 12. And I get to the restaurant and I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. um, it was showing like $14, $15 with a hidden tip to a customer that I've delivered to multiple times before. It's a business. They're pretty good tippers. I could pretty well estimate that this was going to pay about $30 to $35, somewhere in that range, and I was willing to wait on it. The only thing is that I had told my wife that I wanted to go out to eat with her for lunch, and it was already past 12, and we had dinner reservations at 6:30. So it's not like I didn't want to eat lunch like at 2 o'clock, for instance. I wanted to eat relatively soon, and I waited and waited in there, and I even got the prompt from DoorDash to drop it. And I said, no, I'll stay on this order. And I waited another 5, 6, 7 minutes after that. And one of the things that kind of got me was the worker set like 3 sacks on the counter. And he said, okay, these three are for your order. And I was like, oh, so that's all three of the sacks? He said, no, there's more to come that we're still working on. And they were working on other orders at the same time as that. So another DoorDash driver comes in there and just shoves his way past me and steps on my catering bag to get his order. And then there's a couple other orders. They're sitting here and there, and finally I just dropped it. And I don't think I've seen this before, but I dropped because of wait time. And there was a couple questions for me to answer, and multiple choice answers. The first question was, what is going on with your order right now? And I selected it's still being prepared. And then the second question, in your estimation, how much longer is this going to be? And I think I selected 15 to 20 minutes, and I dropped it. So it kind of sucks a little bit, but like I said, I was kind of pressed for time, and it it is what it is. I don't drop catering orders often, but sometimes it's you know sometimes I do. It's like probably the third time I've done it. Okay, so now we get to today's dash. Complete the first order. You see, I didn't take a screenshot. I keep forgetting these last couple days where I'm screenshotting all my orders. The very first order, I keep forgetting to screenshot. Oh, one other thing to mention is I walked out of here on this dash today, had the wrong shirt on. I had my DoorDash hat on and my Accept shirt on. And how could I do that? That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. I have to have all my DoorDash gear, hat, shirt, otherwise it's unacceptable. um okay, so anyway, here's the first order I completed. Stacked McDonald's. You see here, 725. First customer did not leave a tip. Thank you for that. And so that's it for that order. Then we get this next was a $25 Meyer order. It's going 14 miles, only only 7 items, and I didn't take a picture of the items, but and so I completed that, and here's a breakdown of the pay: $13.50 tip on that. Um, so I just after 3 orders, I have $32 already. And then I get a lower paying offer. So now this is I had today I had a few things happen to me that very, very rarely happen to me, if they've happened at all. So this was the first kind of interesting thing that happened today. Now you see with let's move these around, with the first order here, picking up in my zone, and it was going out east. Okay, so I'm out here in Obetz and I'm starting to come back to zone when you can see here the pin, I'm still out there, and I get this order come across. And this I don't know that this has happened before, or maybe it's happened once before in my 2100 plus orders. I can't remember, but you see here, I get an order for back in my zone, and it all takes place in my zone. So it's basically, here, we're going to give you this order, and you got an order sitting here for you in your zone when you get back to it. And you see the pickup and drop offs are really close to each other. So you see on here 475 for 8 miles, which under normal circumstances is a bad order, obviously, but not in this circumstance. If I decline this, I'm deadheading back without pay to this area anyway. So um, it's really essentially like almost like a 475 for 1 mile order, actually. And yeah, like I said, I normally, if I'm deliver out of zone, I'll either get a once in a great while an offer from that zone that's delivering back to mine. I've seen those a few times, or I might get an order like while I'm out here in Obetz, I might get a McDonald's order that delivers in that same general vicinity for like $5 to $7. Um, so that it's not just the one order I do out in that other zone, but now two. Um, but yeah, this I thought was like really interesting this morning. So I came home and I knocked that order out. It was funny. It was going to a customer where they've had like issues with GPS and directing drivers to wrong locations and stuff like that. And the instructions was really long, and they said, I'm in this such and such apartment. It's not the house with the same number as mine. It's an apartment in this apartment complex. So that was in the instructions, plus the customer texted me a copy of those instructions. And I responded back, I was like, I got you. I got you. I said, I used to live in that apartment complex, so I got you. That was back in 20, 2012 to 2014 range, somewhere in there, that I lived in those apartments. Next, we had a TJ's decline. There you see going to South Columbus and 575, 7.6 miles, no thanks. But then so that's at what, 7:43. I immediately get the order back less than a minute later, but now they stack it with another order. So there you see, there's the initial order, but now I got this second one. Now the order looks a little bit better. I still go to the one place, but now I'm picking up $2 and going out to that south side for $13 instead of $13.29 instead of $5.75. So I took this um, and completed those two orders. And so then here's a breakdown of the pay on those. Uh, so you see DoorDash pay $4.50 and one customer tip $2, the other one $6.79. And so let's see, where am I at here? So at 8:15 here, it's only 8:15 in the morning, and you see here, I'm at $50 so far. So off to I couldn't have asked for much of a better start than that right there. So next is going to be a stack. Now I didn't receive them both at the same time, but so then I don't have the time on this screenshot, got cut off because I was on the phone, it looks like. So 875 hidden tip, only 3 miles. Heck yeah. So I start heading towards Panera when they stack a a Target shopping order onto it for another 850. An additional 6.5 miles. So it's going out a little ways, but I figure I'll go ahead and take this. And it's only 3 items. It's kind of funny. It ended up being a pregnancy test and 2 rolls of paper towels. So I went in that store. I was only in there, but I mean, not even 5 minutes, in and out. And that's why DoorDash stacked that on there, because it wasn't going to take long. Lost my notes here. And then so then I'm heading towards it's having me delivered to the Panera customer first, and I'm heading towards this customer, and I get there, and I'm on the street, and I'm literally 3 house lengths away when I get this McDonald's order. So for only the second or third time, I think the third time ever, I accept this $6 for only 2 additional miles. I accept this now for only the third time. I'm on a triple order. You see here is 3 stops, but again, I'm only on the triple order for about a minute because I just had to pull up, three, go down 3 more houses, and there's customer number 1. So I dropped that off, and now I'm just kind of back onto a regular double order at this point. So it was a triple order for 1 minute. So that was kind of like the second event that happened to me that doesn't happen very often. DoorDash had me pick up and deliver the McDonald's order before going to the Target customer. So the Target customer had to, wait a little while, but it wasn't food or any kind of perishable item. So, it is what it is. I know for me as a customer, I'm understanding when I place a DoorDash order, I know how it goes, obviously. I know that they may have to be delivering another order before they deliver mine. And I'm completely, totally understanding with that and patient with it. What's the next screenshot here? So then after I deliver so I finally deliver I deliver the McDonald's, then I deliver the Target, and now I'm in the Southwest zone, and I get an order picking up there from Wendy's. Another good order you see here of $8, only 4.6 miles. You see that my pin location, I'm just down the street from the Wendy's. I'm in a apartment complex that's right behind the shopping center that the Wendy's is in. So it's, easy order here coming, closer back to my zone. And then um, this particular customer, this puts me at a location where there's like there's several different ways to get to the where I live, and this is one of the back ways that I take. So I know exactly where I'm at when I drop this off, and I take a one of the back ways through like country roads that I usually take to get to where I live. And I came home for a break, and you see here that so that was probably at by the time I got done with this order and got home, it's probably roughly like 9:40, 9:45, somewhere in that range, I would guess. Um, and then while I was home on break, I get this word. This was the third kind of unusual thing that happened to me today. So I don't rarely do I when I'm sitting here at home, because there's a Dollar General that's about probably about like a mile and a half, I'm going to say no more than 2 miles away from here. But all of the restaurants, I live like right in the middle of my zone, right in the middle of the three different pickup areas. And so I'm 3 miles from any of the restaurants. And when I'm here at home and I get offers, typically the system takes that into an account. And the least I usually see a lot of times is like a $5 order. So it'll be from a fast food place, it'd be like $5 for like 5 to 7 miles. And that's typically the type of order that I'll see, or maybe like a shopping order when I'm sitting here at home. I rarely will see a minimum $2 order. And you see the mileage because I'm here 4.6 miles. And obviously I'm not taking a $2 order from home. I just, that doesn't make any sense. And the next offer I get is not much better. So this is just like 3 minutes later, and might have been was one. Yeah, one of them was the same. One of them was the same order, and so they stacked a $3.50 order onto that. So two orders now for 5.50, but I decline this too. I'm not leaving the house to do a $2 and a $3.50 order. Give me something else here. Um, so that was at 10:04. Just patiently waited another 7 minutes and got something better. Okay, this is more like it. $12 shopping order, only three items. 7 miles, 7.5 miles. So I took this one. Um, I thought it was going to be another kind of unusual event for me today, but it wasn't. When I first looked at this, I thought, oh, this would be kind of rare, like a multiple item shopping order at a super center with all the items being on the GM side and nothing on the grocery side. And that's what I thought at first when I first looked at this. But when I got into the store and looked at it closer, this last item here, the laundry detergent, obviously that's over on the grocery side. So I parked at the GM doors, went in and got these two things. This dry shampoo, this was tricky because I should have looked at the size and paid more attention to that 1.6 ounces, but that was actually over in that's like one of those little tiny travel size contain. So it was in all the travel stuff. I went first to where all the standard bottles of dry shampoo, and I was looking all over and couldn't find. No, it was in the travel section. So I got these two things, and then walk clear over to the. It sucks to have to walk clear over the other side of a store just for one item, and then I check out, and I have to walk clear back across again because I parked on the GM side. So, but it is what it is. And then next was a $6 4 mile Wendy's. I went ahead and took this, and I don't nothing to mention from that order. I don't remember anything about it, to be honest. Uh, this was interesting. So a shopping order from Meyer only paying $5.25. I mean, that's about as low as you're gonna see it, and only a mile, not even a mile and a half. And so basically what it was is I was picking up and just literally just going right across the street to the apartment complex, right on the other side of the street. And it was a 24 pack of water and a one of those like dog bones with the filling through the center. That's all the order was. And I was really curious to see if this was going to be like 5.25 with a zero tip or not. And so I delivered it, and then here's the breakdown. The customer did tip $1.50. So, but yeah, $3.75 from DoorDash on a shopping order. Again, probably because you see here, it only took me a minute and 15 seconds to shop this. So, you combine that with the fact that it's just going right across the street. So I guess, I can see why the base pay could be so low. And then this next order, this was, so I was I had just delivered that first order. Okay, so you see there's where I closed out the previous order 11:31, and less than a minute I'm getting the next order. As soon as I close that previous one out, 12:25 KFC. Now, you can't even see my pin here because it's covered by the restaurant. It's just right across the street. It's right next door to where I just picked up from. So I just have to cross the street again to get to KFC. So you're talking all the mileage, the whole 8 miles is just to the customer. So, but I accepted this one, and because it was double digit pay. And so I get in the KFC, it's not ready yet. And while I'm standing there waiting, and hopefully other dashers, hopefully you do this as well. It's something, that you should be doing while if you're just standing there waiting, is try to learn a little bit more about the delivery, where you're going, look at the instructions, that type of thing. Um, and I go to look at the order, and I discover that it's delivering to a truck driver. And I was like, okay, so here we go again. Why do I get so many orders, especially lately, that seem to be going to truck drivers here? And so the instructions, all the driver says is, I'm in such and such type of truck, and call me when you're getting closer. Okay, you could have thrown in another line in there, like where you parked. I mean, it just would have took like one more sentence. I'm at a truck stop, I'm at a rest area, I'm sitting on the side of the road. I mean, rather than just saying call as you're getting closer, couldn't you just thrown in one sentence to say where you were at? I mean, come on here. I just the lack of consideration. I mean, it just like irritates me like to the core sometimes. I'm sorry. So I look at the map I see the instructions, and also I pull up the map, and from at least from that map that I was able to pull up, without actually, I should have pulled like the address that was listed, if it even was an actual address. I should have pulled it up on my Apple map as well, on my, just to get a little more details on. But I was just going on the Google Map image that I saw in the DoorDash app, and it looked like the pin was just in the middle of some road. So some state route or whatever, and the pin was like just on that road. And I didn't have a good feeling about this at all. And plus the order wasn't done. They were still working on it. And I went ahead and dropped this. And I gave my reason. I just said, I said something like in the box where you put your reason, order delivering to a truck driver, and the pin location looks like it's in the middle of a road or something. I don't feel comfortable with this delivery. So I dropped that, and it was and that was probably about, I don't know, like 11:34 or something like that, 11:35. And it didn't take very long after. So you see 11:40, I get my next order, and even though this is $4, this is more like it. Okay, I'm not going 8 miles now. I'm going less than a half a mile, and this truck driver order, that who knows how long I would have been tied up in that. From start to finish, I might have been working on that until the cows came home. For all I know. But this one, I guess what? I'm just going right back across the street again. So for these couple orders, I'm just like, all I'm doing is like crossing the main street in the zone, back and forth, and that's all I'm doing. And so I pick up this order. It's the Taco Bell that's right next door to the KFC where I'm at. Swing over there, pick up the order, cross the street. I don't even get out of my car. The guy standing outside comes up to my passenger window, hand him the order through the window, done. I mean, I go from what could have been, for all I know, one of the most difficult deliveries that a DoorDash driver has ever had to make, to one of the easiest deliveries. And then from there, I got this offer. Not very good. 1359, 11.6 miles. That's, if it's not downtown Columbus, it's like immediately south of it. Kind of hard to tell from that pin location, but at this point, I'm just looking for maybe like one more order, because I'm already over goal, already over $100. But I'm usually willing to even over. A lot of times I like to work until like maybe 12:30 ish, something like that. So I'm good for another order, but I'm not good for, at this particular time of day when I'm wanting to shut things down soon. I'm not willing to go to downtown. I'm sorry. You would have given me this an hour earlier. I may have considered it, but no, not in this position. So that decline was at 11:49. Just 1 minute later, instead of a $13 Meyer order, I get a $34 Meyer order. 40 items though, that's the thing. But this is a much different order right here, because this is staying in zone. So you see I'm, picking up in the mire and staying in zone right here. And so 40 items, but there's probably going to be, when you see the higher numbers like that, there's probably going to be multiples. It's in all likelihood not going to be 40 different items. So I take this order, and curious to see, like, after I get there, how many different items. Here's a screenshot. It was 26 different items. So, and I kind of scrolled through it. It was all grocery. And I figured, you see this DoorDash allotted time, 52 minutes. But I figured I could probably get this done in less than a half hour shopping this. Only 26 items, and this shouldn't be too bad. Um, so the next screenshot here is when I got done. Took me 24 minutes to shop the order, and it's pretty easy. You see these three frozen dinners alone. This was 9 of the. That's almost like 25% of the items just in those three things right there. Um, so 24 minutes to shop it. Um, I checked out at a cashier lane and had to wait behind one customer. The cashier was a little bit slow, but it didn't seem like it took me too long to get checked out and out of there. And then I took another final screenshot here of when I was done with that order. So you see, I accepted it at let's see, no, let's minimize this and this. I accepted it at 11:50, and this is when I delivered it, 12:52, so it almost exactly took 1 hour. So that's not start to finish, and so 1 hour total, and I made 34.50. So yeah, that's a pretty good order, and I got lucky on that it wasn't, the items weren't too tricky. And then the last screenshot here was just my final dash numbers for the day. So logged in at 6 o'clock in the morning, was active 5 hours 24 minutes. And made $144 today. So yeah, very good dash. Um, I had the one drop and a few declines, but overall it was a really good dash today. So that, oh, and also I had a couple things I almost forgot down in my notes here. Wanted to mention that it's for the last like 2 weeks here since October 18th. There's been no like real activity to my ratings the last couple weeks. So the last change that's happened is back on October 18th. I had a 1 star fall off, and I haven't had anything else fall off since then, or no new negative ratings in the last 2 weeks. I guess that's a good thing. My next rating to fall off is an exclusion that I earned way back on August the 2nd at 1,595 orders. So that's next to fall off. I'm now at 2,207 orders. So it's been over 600 orders now. So sometime in the next 100 to 150 deliveries, that exclusion should fall off. And that is all I got for this recap. So if you like this video, hit the like button. Make sure, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Sign up for notifications even, and check out some of my past videos. A lot of, you know, good information and entertaining stuff, and hopefully entertaining stuff in my previous videos. And that's it for now. And thanks for watching. Until the next video.